Hey, welcome. So, South Africa has a massive waste problem. I mean, it's huge. But where some people see a problem, a new wave of entrepreneurs is seeing pure profit. Today, we're going to dive into how you can tap into this multi-billion rand industry.
Transform your ideas into cinematic reality with Higgsfield AI. Use code BESTIV and create now.
This green gold rush. Let's get right into it. So, let me just ask you this straight up. What if you could build a profitable business, create real jobs, and help clean up the country, all at the same time? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. And in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how. This right here is the key. It's all about a mental shift. We're not talking about dealing with rubbish. No, we're talking about harvesting a valuable resource. That's why savvy entrepreneurs are calling it green gold, because just like the real thing, it's a commodity with tangible, sellable value. Okay, so to really get why this opportunity is so massive, we first need to understand the scale of the problem we're dealing with. It's a classic case of supply and demand, except in this case, the supply is something we're absolutely desperate to get rid of. Just look at that word, millions. We're talking millions upon millions of tons of waste generated in South Africa every single year. Our landfills, they are literally at their breaking point. And this crisis has created an urgent, screaming demand for solutions. That's exactly where you come in. So, why now? What makes this moment the perfect time to jump in? Well, a few really important things have all lined up recently, turning the recycling industry into a genuine modern-day gold rush. The biggest driver, and I mean, this is the real game changer, is a policy called Extended Producer Responsibility, or EPR.
Transform your ideas to cinematic reality with Higgsfield AI. Use code BESTIV and create now.
Basically, it means that big companies, the ones making all the packaging, are now legally on the hook to pay for its collection and recycling. All of a sudden, there's this massive funded demand for recycling partners. And this brilliant policy is part of a much bigger economic shift. We're moving toward what's called a circular economy, where waste isn't the end of the line, it's a resource. This isn't just some feel-good trend. Companies are now financially motivated. They're actively looking for reliable partners to help them close that loop. All right, so you see the opportunity. It's huge, but how do you actually get started? Let's get practical and break down the essential steps to plan and launch your own recycling venture. Your whole startup journey really boils down to these 3 key steps. First, you've got to pick your niche. What are you going to collect? Second, you need to navigate the legal stuff. And third, of course, you have to get the funding. So let's break each one of those down. If you're wondering where on earth to begin, plastic is usually the easiest entry point. Why? Simple. The supply is absolutely everywhere, and manufacturers are in constant, desperate need for recycled plastic pellets to help them lower their production costs. And this value chain, this is your path to growth. You can start simple, just as a collector. The next step up is adding value by baling. That's just compressing the plastic to make it easier to transport. But the real money is in pelletizing, actually melting that waste down into valuable little beads that manufacturers buy directly. Now, for those of you who are maybe a little more ambitious, let's talk about e-waste. This is the single fastest growing waste stream in Mzansi. And look, while it's definitely more complex, the financial rewards can be way, way higher. Just think about it for a second. All those old gadgets, cell phones, laptops, printers, they're packed with precious metals like gold, copper, and silver. This is literally urban mining. You can start by simply collecting and dismantling these things. Sure, it takes a bit more technical know-how, but the payoff is on a whole different level. Okay, let's switch gears to the legal side of things. And please, don't let this part intimidate you. The main piece of law you need to know about is the Waste Act. And you should think of it less as red tape and more as a system that protects serious business owners like you from the cowboys. So here's your basic checklist to get going. For most small startups, all you really need to do is register with something called SAWAS. As you get bigger, you might need a full waste management license. The most important thing is just to show that you understand these rules in your business plan. And that brings us to the big one, the one everyone asks about, money. You've got the idea, you get the rules, but how do you actually finance this green dream of yours? Well, the really good news is there are organizations whose whole job is to fund businesses just like this. You need to look into the IDC and the NEF. They have specific green funding mandates. Plus, there are government grants and business competitions. But listen, the master key that unlocks all of these doors is a detailed, well-researched business plan. You know, what makes this industry so incredibly compelling isn't just the money. It's the powerful combo of making a really good living while doing some real, measurable good for your community and for the country. I mean, just look at how this can scale up. You could start a small buyback center and make a solid R$10,000 to R$30,000 a month in profit. That's a good living. But as you grow into a proper processing plant, you're looking at turnover in the millions. The potential is absolutely huge. And here's the purpose part. Your business sits right at the heart of the community. By working with the informal waste pickers, offering them fair prices, maybe some safety equipment, and just dignified work, you are directly uplifting some of the most vulnerable people in our society. This is what social entrepreneurship looks like. So, there you have it. We've covered the problem, the massive opportunity, and the plan to get you there. The only thing left is for you to take that very first step. Because this isn't just about starting a business. It's about joining a revolution. So I'm going to leave you with this challenge. The roadmap is clear. The need is urgent. The support exists. The only real question left is this: will you be the one to turn a pile of rubbish into your success story? The waste to wealth revolution isn't coming. It's already here. And there's a seat at the table with your name on it. It's time to get started. Thanks so much for joining this explainer.